everybody? Welcome on into the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan, Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Max Loeb, and Chef Zay. Guys, this is a little collaboration of worlds here. The Big Factor times Honor the Land. Of course, Max Loeb and Chef Zay. A newer, I guess it's not new anymore, a new show here on the Big Play Sports Network, Honor the Land. Go check it out. You find it on the Big Play app, YouTube, X, all of that good stuff. This is like, if you guys watch cartoons, when they mix Jimmy Neutron with Timmy Turner. They
Simpsons and the Family Guy,
collaboration of worlds. This is what this reminds me of. Big Factor times Honor the Land. Max, Zay, how you guys doing today?
Great. I'm so honored to be mentioned in the same breath as Jimmy Neutron. That was awesome. That's one of my, actually probably my favorite show growing up. That made my day.
Zay, what's up, dude?
I'm doing pretty good too, and yeah, that crossover with Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner was iconic. I'll never forget it. So that was a huge pull out of the bag out of you, right?
I got you guys. Happy to have you here at Big Play. Jack, we're gonna kick this thing off. We're gonna do a little bit Browns fill in the blank, a little two-parter. Jack, you wrote these questions down. Kick us off, dude.
Oh, I mean, you're putting a lot of pressure on me in case they're bad questions now. Okay, so Honor the Land, fill in the blank. Number one. Oh, I lost it. Hot start. Okay, here we go. Number one, guys. Deshaun Watson will win blank games the rest of his Browns career.
0.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll start here. I'm going 0. I don't think Deshaun Watson plays another snap in the Cleveland Browns. We had this debate. I understand he's healing. He's rehabbing while he's throwing. I don't care. Listen, this is like, to me, an NFLPA thing. Matt Fontana had this take. You can't just give him. You have to give him the opportunity to rehab and come back and continue his football career. He's on the team. You owe him money, but I don't think that has any merit, and he's going to step on the field again. You drafted 2 quarterbacks this most recent draft. If that says anything to you, I think it's long gone. 2 Achilles tears later. It's just, if he's gonna have anything of an NFL career, it's gonna be somewhere else. It's done in Cleveland.
I don't know. Like, I don't know on the win front. Like, I can't confidently sit here and say Deshaun Watson's going to trot out and win the Browns a football game. But I do think, we've talked about this on Honor Land, there's a world where in week 18, if you have already seen both rookies this year in 2025, where Jimmy Haslam comes down and says, I want to see what Deshaun Watson has. If the season is by the wayside, it almost doesn't matter at this point. And kind of treat it like a Joe Milton 2.0, where he came out for the Patriots, balled out week 18, and the Patriots got a middle-of-the-draft pick as a result, where that game didn't matter. Actually, I think if they lost that game, it would have helped their draft stock even more. The game ultimately didn't matter, and the Patriots still rolled him out there. They put Drake May in, I believe, for a series, if I'm not mistaken, but then they let Milton run, and they got a draft pick out of it. And if you're the Cleveland Browns, the reality is Deshaun Watson does not belong on the roster long term. There's been nothing on the field that's proven that, and you want to make the most out of the situation at hand right now. I think there's a world, if the season again is by the wayside, where it almost doesn't matter what happens in week 18, you at least try to trot him out. If you've seen enough from the rookies, if there's no point in playing the veterans, I think it may be a little more appealing to Jimmy Haslam, to, honestly, people watching on TV, if they want to see in a meaningless Week 18 game what Deshaun Watson has. I think we can all agree if Deshaun Watson was coming back from a season-ending injury last year and played Week 18 instead of Bailey Zappi, we all would have wanted to watch that game just a little bit more. So I think there's a tiny, tiny bit of appeal to it. Can he win a game? I can't confidently say that. I'll go 0 wins, but I do think there's a world where he plays again, for sure.
Zay, how many?
See, I'm on the complete opposite end of the spectrum in terms of the whole him even playing for us. While Max laid out a phenomenal proposal there, I see if that happens, that means coach is fired and it's a disaster of a season. Like, I don't see us getting to that point where we're trotting out Deshaun Watson to see what we have left when you have 2 first-round draft picks next season and you need to be 100% sure that Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders is not going to be the guy moving forward in terms of, or in saying that you have to take a quarterback next season. So I can't see any wins from Deshaun Watson, and I can't even see him playing another snap, because if it gets to that point, hell is on in Cleveland yet again.
I think, I mean, everyone else here said 0, so someone's going to have to say 1 at a minimum.
No, they don't have to, no.
No, I'll give me 1. And it's going to come in like a coming off the bench. Doesn't even start the game. He's the backup. Like, okay, maybe a guy goes down. Dylan Gabriel's getting the start at home.
Maybe he gets beat up a little bit early on, and he comes in. He's going to lead a game-winning drive, but not like a cool game-winning drive, like a PJ Walker against Indy game-winning drive.
I'd rather pull Matt Ryan out of the CBS booth.
Dude, I love Matt Ryan. Yeah, I would do that too. But okay, guys. So this one is getting a little ahead of the curve as well. The next draft, the Browns will take a quarterback. Will be what year?
Well, a first-round quarterback, or they'll just take a quarterback?
A quarterback, period.
Then I'll go next season.
You think it's that quick of a turnaround?
I'm not saying you're. This is just saying you could take a quarterback in the 6th round.
Yeah.
Because you go next year. Let's say if Joe Flacco won't be on the roster next year, I'm assuming you figure out with one of these. Kenny Pickett won't be on the roster next year. You can still Deshaun Watson, if he's a post-June 1 cut, he won't be on the roster next year. So that's Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. You hope one of them is a starter. I got to imagine you take a flyer on a rookie the 6th round, or maybe not.
I think they bring it in because you're not going to have 2 second-year quarterbacks
true.
and a rookie. Like
Yeah.
they got to bring
maybe
someone
not.
older.
I think it's a veteran. I agree, Ryan. Like Flacco's gone. Kenny Pickett probably gone. Deshaun Watson probably gone. It's probably going to be those 2 guys. You got to bring a veteran in, right?
Yeah, you have to.
You can't have Shedeur
Like
Sanders
UFA
and
next year, Drew
Yeah.
Lock.
Drew Lock. There's going to be a lot of guys. For all I care, what if the Giants move on from Jameis? Like who knows? Who knows? But you can't have Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. I believe Dylan Gabriel is older, if I'm not mistaken.
He is,
Whoever
yes.
the older of the 2 is, you can't have that guy in the 2nd year of the NFL be the veteran of the room. Like that can't happen. So I don't think they take one next year based off principle for that. Again, we've seen in the draft, it is so far away from drafting for need compared to drafting the best player available. So if the Browns are in love with the quarterback next year, they're going to take him. That's the reality of it, regardless if they need one or not. But I also think when you look at what the rookie quarterbacks could prove or would show Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Berry, the front office this year, it's going to be such a small sample size. I think a lot of us are under the assumption that Flacco or Kenny Pickett's going to start week 1 unless there's a big performance in preseason and training camp from either of the rookies. And then it gets to a point of when do you pull the plug on either of those guys? And if you start Flacco, I can almost guarantee you if you want to pull the plug on Flacco, again, unless there's a rookie who is excelling, Kevin Stefanski will at least want to try Kenny Pickett, right? So I think that's another world. I find it really hard to believe we'll see a rookie quarterback in the first 6 weeks of the season. I find it really hard to believe that even in that large of a sample size, quote unquote, 11 games where you're probably going to see both rookies play, I find it hard to believe that the Browns can feel so confident or not confident at all in both of those guys to say, let's take a quarterback in the 1st round next year, or let's take a quarterback next year. I think this is a multi-year project, and I think in the Browns trading down, Andrew Berry knows he signed up for that. I don't want to say it saved his job because no job is ever safe with that type of stuff, but I think there's a little bit of the handshake emoji. There was a handshake emoji between Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam trading down. This is a multi-year project. See what you got with the roster this year. Let your guys develop. Then next year with the rookies you like now, I think you can keep moving forward with a veteran. I find it so hard to believe they take one, at least in the 1st round next year. Again, 6th round, whatever, who knows. But 1st round with 2 rookie quarterbacks on the roster, I find it so hard to believe.
I personally, you could see 2027. I think next year they'll probably go other directions in terms with their picks because you just don't take Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round and not give him at least 2 years, 3 years. And Shedeur, obviously, he's being the 5th round guy would probably be the first one to go. So I don't see him falling on his face either. Maybe I'm just a Shedeur homer, but it seems like next year is a year that we can steer away from that quarterback conundrum, unless it goes into that scenario where Max posed that Deshaun Watson is going to be playing games. If they go Deshaun Watson at the end of next year, we're probably taking a quarterback next year in that 1st round, guaranteed 100%, because things would be as bad as they've ever been, which means we haven't found our quarterback of the future. So I'm going to say 2027, but if we see Deshaun Watson next season, we're going quarterback again next year.
Interesting. Zay, I love that 2027 call out of you because if you've ever read Project Jack, which is my Browns manifesto, that is the year the Browns will be selecting CJ Carr out of Notre Dame in the 1st round. So we got a 2-year little buffer here. Hang out, throw the wrists up a bit, but we all know what's coming, guys. All right. If you could add one former skill player Brown to this roster, who would it be?
Oh, this is well, okay. I'll go Josh Gordon because now he can smoke weed all he wants.
Yes, he can.
Good
On the
point.
field too.
You put him
Actually,
in,
even on the field, but
you put him in this receiver room, a dude that can just run the boundary, run 40 yards. Shador can just chuck it up to him, and he's beating one-on-one every play. Like prime Josh Gordon, that 1 year was something so special. Like I have yet to see, like no athlete, no wide receiver for the Browns has ever come close to the talent, the ceiling that we've seen from Josh Gordon. I think that was 2013.
yeah.
And when I'm looking at the receiver room this year, I mean Jerry Jeudy, good. I mean the contract he got seems to be pretty good. Andrew Berry, hats off to him for getting it early. And then it's Cedric Tillman. We'll see if he breaks out. But
Yeah, it is, baby.
Add Josh Gordon to that receiver room, it's immediately so much better.
Zay, are you also going Josh Gordon?
I'm gonna let you go because I don't want to take the bailout because Josh Gordon's the easiest answer.
Okay, well, I was going to go somebody different. We're talking like in their prime, the best they've ever been.
Yeah.
Odell, for sure.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if I could put prime Odell in a bubble and have him never break his leg or never tear his ACL in the Super Bowl, I mean, like we talked about it yesterday, that's one of the best receivers of all time. Like it's not just one catch. He had set literally every rookie record before the game or the season got extended by a game before Justin Jefferson came into the NFL. He was unbelievable, and I think there's a lot of things that went wrong in Cleveland, including a lot that went wrong on his end in Cleveland. But I think when you look at prime face of the franchise offensively, like sure, it could be Shador Sanders, absolutely. But if it wasn't, Joe Flacco was playing quarterback, it would be Odell Beckham Jr. He changed the culture of humanity for a few years. Like
Yeah.
that is somebody I would want on my team, assuming he's in his prime and is healthy. That is a big part of this. But yeah, I would go Odell. And honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I think I'd take Odell's peak over Josh Gordon's peak, as wild as that sounds.
Wow.
Zay's up, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy there.
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking
I like that take though.
only player to ever go back-to-back 200-yard games. That still ain't been done yet.
His quarterbacks are Brandon Whedon and Brian Hoyer.
Like the people that were throwing the ball to Josh Gordon. Imagine him in a super pass heavy offense. Like I saw a tweet like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, they've had their best season when their quarterbacks have thrown like 600 pass attempts.
Yeah.
AJ Brown has just the efficiency with the quarterback in a run first offense with Jalen Hurts throwing like 420 passes a season. If I could see Josh Gordon in an offense where his quarterback is slinging that thing 600 times, I mean, we're talking 2,000 yards.
That's
That's
fair.
it?
Yeah, that's fair. You think it'd be
Can I-
more than 2,000
Oh, he might have
yards?
3,000. With Jameis Winston for 17 games, he has
don't know.
3,000
Oh
receiving
my
yards.
gosh, Jameis is throwing that thing up every play.
Literally every play.
All right, Zay, who you got?
Can I go like I don't necessarily they don't deem this as a skill, but it's the most important position. Give me 2020 Deshaun Watson. Can I do that?
Whoa, I
Oh,
like
wow.
that take. Wow.
Can I do that? We're
Yes,
talking
you
about
can.
the top 3 quarterback in the league, 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions with a 112 QBR rating. That quarterback on this team, why we gave him $230 million. I mean, what are we talking about here? We're talking about 30 points a game and our defense being top 5 every single year. No.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is what they wanted. Yeah, this hypothetical scenario is actually what they were looking for. Yeah, that is
Yeah, it's-
nuts.
And so if we're going best season or whatever, and at their prime, 2020 Deshaun Watson was better than anybody. I mean, he was top 3 in the league.
And I gotta say for mine, guys, Harold Fannin, actually not a friend of the show. I don't know why I said that. I've never met the guy in my
Why are
life.
we talking about Harold Fannin right now?
But
Soon to be
I'm
friend
giving
of the
you
show.
my pick too. You cannot tell me that a Kevin Stefanski led 2 tight end set of David Njoku and Gary Barnidge would not wreck the NFL to
I
its
like
core.
that. I love Gary Barnidge. That's a good
No
one.
Jordan Cameron?
No Jordan Cameron. But now I'm thinking
How
about. Oh yeah, wow.
How about Steve Hyden? You're not even hip to Steve
I already
Hyden.
know who that is, to be honest with you. No.
Who?
He was one of our solid tight ends back in the day,
Okay.
in the early 2000s.
You got to get hip. What was his name?
Steve Hyden.
Steve Hyden. Yeah, I'm not hip to anybody pre like 2008. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. He was number 82 before 82 was a thing.
All right, we got to take a break. I'm going to go watch Steve Hyden highlights in the meantime. We're doing more Browns fill in the blank when we get back on the Big Factor. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to The Big Factory on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan, Tyler, Jack Rourke, Max Loeb, Chef Zay. A little collaboration. Honor the land. Times the Big Factor. Times our great friends over at Fairway Ford. Fairway Ford, Ohio is the biggest Ford truck dealership in the entire state of Ohio. They have the largest selection of Ford F-150s and Super Duty trucks, and they won't be beat on price by any other Ford dealers. You see right up there, employee pricing for everybody. You pay less than what they pay. Pre-tariff pricing on all Fords, over 500 in stock. Your dream vehicle could be on their lot right now in Canfield, Ohio. So don't let that short drive prevent you from saving literally thousands of dollars on your new truck. Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, the lowest pricing and same hometown level service. Scan that QR code or go visit their website, fairwayfordohio.com. Again, that's fairwayfordohio.com. All right, we're continuing our fill-in-the-blank Cleveland Browns edition. Jack, let's keep it going.
So you guys can give me, I mean, there's only a finite amount of answers for this one, so you guys can go a little bit deeper into the design of it, the architecture if you want. That's the wrong word. Aesthetic of it, I mean. The next new Browns jersey will be blank color.
Ooh, I like that.
Been a couple years since we got a new jersey now, guys.
Blank color. I mean, there's not too many they can pick from.
That is true, but then you can go like a pant combo or the helmet too, maybe. You can give you can design it a little bit, create a jersey.
As long as it's not orange, I'll be honest, as long as it's not orange jerseys, I'm not a fan.
I think the NFL is past the bright jerseys.
Yeah. I think they missed their mark with those.
Yeah.
Dude, nothing fired me up like that. The Blake Bortles color game, like Thursday night primetime color games. Those are the best.
Those are the depths of the deep in terms of Thursday night football, just in general, not even jerseys. I'm gonna go tan. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, but I think tan is next. We've seen the spectrum of white, brown, orange, somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna go tan.
Kind of like a cream almost?
Yeah, a cream. I'm
That'd
trying
be
to think.
dirty.
You know whose jerseys I love? We'll talk jerseys later, and I might throw this one in. The Rams, it's bone, I think, is the color. It's like
I know the one you're talking about.
Tannish
Yes.
white, something like that. But I think tan, and honestly, I think the new dog is going to make its way to a jersey or a helmet soon.
Aura, did you say Aura helmet?
Yeah,
You think
the
they
new
would
dog
put
logo? Yeah,
on the helmet?
on an alternate helmet. Yeah, they need they don't need an alternate helmet, but like an alternate helmet is a very real and logical thing.
Can we all rate the dog logo on a scale of 1 to 10 real
the
quick?
new one?
Yeah, the new one.
Like the Darth Vader dog?
Yes.
I'm gonna go 4.7.
Yeah. I'll go 4.5, 4.5. I'm not a fan personally.
Zay?
Is this out of 10 or out of 5?
Out of 10.
Out
Yes,
of
out of 10.
10.
I mean, it's kind of grown on me a little bit. I can give it like a 6.3, 6.4. I like the old school logo better, but it's grown on me.
I cannot sit here consciously and give it higher than a 1. I hate that logo.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not a big fan of it.
bad.
I'm not a fan of it. I like white pants, brown jerseys, orange helmet.
Yeah.
That's just, I think
the
that's the
staple.
cleanest.
Dude, I love the orange pants at home. I love the orange pant or an orange helmet combo. And always, you just knew if we came out with the orange pants on, Kareem Hunt was scoring a touchdown. It was a guarantee. Home or away. If the orange pants were on, Kareem Hunt was standing in the back of the end zone. All right, guys. Ooh, okay. Baker Mayfield will be a top blank Browns quarterback of our lifetimes.
Of our lifetimes.
Yeah.
Well, right now, I mean,
He's
my
easily top
lifetime,
3.
hard to say he's not number 1
Yeah.
right now in my lifetime.
But I'm
My
saying,
lifetime.
I'm basically the question is, how many quarterbacks do you think in our lifetime will beat out Baker Mayfield for being a better quarterback? as
I
Cleveland
hope
Brown?
at least 5 by the time I die.
I don't know.
I'll-
It's easier said than done.
Yeah. I mean, he did make it to the divisional round, and we haven't been there in quite a while.
I'm gonna go top 5. I think he'll be a top 5 quarterback.
I think he will be too.
Yeah.
By the time I pass, by the time I'm buried, Baker Mayfield will still be top 5. I feel confident in saying that.
Zay?
Yeah, I mean, in my lifetime, he's easily the best quarterback I've seen. Just for the stretch that he had. But I think I'm biased towards Joe Flacco. I think that one half a season that we saw from Joe Flacco was very, very debatable and comparable to the Baker Mayfield era that we had. I think we love Baker because he was ours. We drafted him. He was every bit of Cleveland that you could want in a quarterback. I think the Jacoby Brissett era was fun, although we lost a lot of games. I think that era was fun. But if you talk about putting up a season to a season and the quarterback play that we got, Joe Flacco was averaging 300 yards and we were 11-6. Now, I know he didn't win all of those games, but you talk about a magical run. He turned David Njoku into a top 5 tight end for that season. He gave guys like David Bell 2 touchdowns in a game. Like he completely altered our game. The first time we saw him throw that pass against the Rams, we're like, this is crazy. This is fun. Like, we lost the game, but damn, I'm ready to see it next week. So I would put Joe Flacco maybe at 2, but I think Baker is probably the best in my life right now.
That is such a good take out of you, Zay. And I think, too, especially like looking at that Jets game, that was the one and only time in my life I've ever thought the Browns had, like, a chance to win the Super Bowl. Like, I'm not saying I thought it was 100%, but, like, even, like, 10%, like, whoa, we might do this. And you're right. It was, like, after watching someone throw it at a dude's ankles for 15 weeks, it was, like, seeing a guy throw the ball 20 yards downfield was the craziest thing of all time. I like, forgot that, like, oh, wow, this is how football is supposed to be played feeling that we had. Guys, I hate to say it. I'm going to go 1.
Really?
I think we might just be cursed. I think he might have been it, and that we might not get another one.
No,
I'm sorry, but
Shador's gonna save us, man.
he better. I hope, because if it's not him and it's not CJ Carr, I might be a Bills fan. To be quite honest with you guys.
Yeah, like you're a Knicks fan and you're every other team fan. The hats.
I like hats.
Is that an LA Rams hat? No.
Sadly not. I forgot I'm asking the questions. I apologize, guys. Okay. All right. If you could name an award after a former Browns player, what would it be?
Can I just take this one first? Because I have a video coming out on a Saturday.
Yes, you do.
Protector of the Year should be named after Joe Thomas, and I'm not even thinking twice about it. Like, first of all, Protector of the Year, shout out the NFL for doing that. Awesome, awesome job. Shout out Deion Dawkins and Andrew Whitworth for pushing
You already
that.
know.
But, like, you look at all the other sponsored awards, so like MVP, Coach of the Year, Offense, Defense Player of the Year. They're not sponsored. But you have the USAA Salute to Service, Pepsi Rookie of the Year, Walter Payton Man of the Year. Something has to be behind the Protector of the Year. And I think we can all agree the most fitting thing for an offensive lineman of the year is not a commercial company brand. It's honoring it after somebody who's been in the trenches already. And I think when you look at really good offensive linemen like Jonathan Ogden, like there's so many good ones you could name it after, but the model of consistency that Joe Thomas put out there, I think, is the gold standard, like what everybody needs basically. And I think if that is the case, you have to name it after the guy that's played, what did he play? 10 straight seasons until the career-ending, season-ending injury, literally didn't miss a snap and was damn good every time he did it. I think you have to name it after Joe Thomas.
I also think, Max, to that point, there's something about naming after Joe Thomas in the sense of not only was he consistently phenomenal, he played on such a poor team his whole career.
Yeah.
Like, you were protecting quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. Like, that's not easy to do.
No.
You talk about having to know how a guy navigates around the pocket, how a guy likes to move, his routine. Like, that's not easy to do. And you do that for so many quarterbacks. You don't even get to sniff a playoff game, and you don't let that get you down, and you're just consistently in Berea just holding it down, being the captain of your team for so long when you have nothing to look forward to. Let's call it for what it is. I like that.
They're gonna name it after Jason Kelsey though, because we can't have nice things.
No
I know they're not. They shouldn't, but they're gonna. Max, mine's not as serious of an award as yours. There will actually be an offensive. If there's not already, there needs to be an offensive lineman protector of the year award. Every quarterback, no matter the level, whatever. Joey Pfaff had one when he was a high school quarterback. Everyone's got that guy who's like the 75 overall receiver, but he just feeds them for no reason. Every team has that guy. We need a Rashard Hollywood Higgins award for the third receiver, the best third receiver on a team in the NFL. A guy who goes out there, 30-something catches, 650 yards, and 3 touchdowns, but every fan loves him.
Yeah, there's one of 2 routes I can go down for this. I like the Joe Thomas one. I think that makes the most sense. In honor, there's not a kickoff returner or specialist award.
Oh,
is there?
you little dog.
Then Zay,
I'll
I'll save it. You take that one. I'll go, because that was the one I was debating between. I'll go kicker of the year. It's got to be Phil Dawson.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the only other ones I can think about.
You know what else they could do? Max made me think of this, actually. You know, there's the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Could do like the Deshaun Watson Man of the Year award. Like just use the flip. Like you know?
I mean, yeah, I could think of a few people who would be top of the list to
Justin Tucker's up there.
take
for sure.
that take that hardware home. All right, Zay,
for place kicker or the other one?
no, you know which one I'm talking about. Zay, I'll give you the Cribs one. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, two of the ones that I was gonna do, Max had the other one, the Iron Man award for Joe Thomas. Like you talk about longevity, what's understood don't need to explain. 10,000 plus snaps where he's never missed one, so that's obvious. But the return, come on now, to the crib, the award, the best touchdown or return, whether it be kickoff, punt return. Everyone says when it's to the house, it's to the crib. Like Josh Cribb was the best one, so give me the to the crib award.
I love it. All right, we got to take another break. When we get back, we're done with fill in the blank. We're doing a little draft jerseys, best jerseys. This could be any sport, baseball, basketball, football, all of the above. We'll do that when we get back on the Big Factor. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan, Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Max Loeb, Chef Zay. We're doing a jersey draft. Best Darty jerseys. It could be any sport. But first, I got to tell you about our friends at Garage Beer. Garage Beer comes in just two flavors. You can see right up there, classic light lager as well as that classic lime. No frills, no bitterness, no IPAs. It's just beer-flavored beer the way you want it. Go visit drinkgaragebeer.com or scan that QR code to find local retailers who sell garage beer near you. Again, that's drinkgaragebeer.com. All right, Jack, explain to everybody, what are we doing right now?
Okay, so we are doing a little draft here. We'll figure out the order in a second. We're drafting Darty jerseys. If you're unfamiliar with the concept of a Darty, it is a day party. So they're put together a little combo.
We're getting real fratty.
Yeah, we're getting real technical here because it's a Friday. The little details do matter here at Big Play Sports Network. So yeah, that's what we're gonna start out. Darty jerseys. We'll have Ryan go first. Ooh. Then we'll go. Actually, no, we'll have Zay go. We'll have Zay go first. His first time on the show. That would make the most sense.
Okay.
We'll have Zay go first. Then Ryan. Then Max Loeb. Loeb's leads himself. Then Joey Pfaff is actually here as well. He's gonna help
by the way,
draft.
what's up, Joey?
Yeah.
How we doing, guys?
Good.
Just the call out of the bullpen. Yep. Joey and I will do the snake draft. We'll go last with our 1.4.
What are we drafting? 2 jerseys?
2.1.
Yeah. Let's do. You guys are a team.
We're a team, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I like that.
So Chef Zay's up first, you said?
Yes.
So this is like jerseys that you would see at a party?
Yes.
All right, what's the 101 pick, Zay?
The best jerseys.
What would you walk into the crib wearing?
This is tough because you can go a lot of different angles here. Part of me wants to go that old school route on the hockey side, but I think I don't want to go that route.
Jack's ears just perked up.
I'm stuck between two jerseys. Okay, can I let you guys? Can I let Max pick the one for me since y'all are teaming? Can I team over my Honor the Land host and see if he would agree with me?
I can do my. I'll consult for you. Yes.
Okay. So how about the old school Memphis Grizzly with the Vancouver?
Oh, that's a good one.
You always see those at parties, right? And then one that's a fictional character, Will Smith Bel-Air. Come on, man.
That is a good one. I would say more iconic. You're going to see it more often is the Memphis one for sure.
That's a good one.
But here's the question: Is it a Mike Bibby or a Ja Morant? Because those are the two that you see in rotation usually.
I say more Ja Morant nowadays.
Yeah.
It would probably. Well, no, I mean you probably got to go Bibby since it's the old school.
Yeah, I think Bibby's cooler.
It's definitely cooler. I agree.
All right, so am I up?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so I'm on my own team. It's kind of like Honor the Land, you guys. And
well, we should just do. Do you want to just do more rounds and do Honor the Land versus Big Factor?
Yeah.
And we just loop Joey?
No, let me be on my own team.
Jerseys is so hard to pick.
Yeah,
There's so many good ones.
Yeah. I'm going to pull for the 102 pick. I see this all the time. This is classic. It's vibrant. You walk into a party, a guy's wearing it. It's immediately going to catch your eye. I'm going the Miami Heat City Vice jerseys. I picture Dwayne Wade, the blue writing. It's black. The numbers like pink neon. I think that's a classic jersey. I love the look. It reminds me like GTA Vice City. That's going to be my 102 pick.
I like that. That was definitely on my list. Honestly, I was going to take it back around, but right now, like, I'm picking my jersey based on you don't even need to see the back of it. You see the front of it, you know exactly who it is. I've had this debate with my girlfriend. I know she and her friends watch this show, and I'm going to apologize in advance. If you see an Iowa 22 jersey, you know exactly who it is. You know exactly who it is.
That's
Caitlin Clark is my 103 or my first pick. Caitlin Clark jersey every single time. Every single person, boy or girl, knows exactly who that is. I'm going Caitlin Clark.
That's a good pick.
That's a huge W pick.
We gotta lab up here a little bit, Joey. I think they all had some good selections in the first round. I'm gonna toss a name at you, and I want your thoughts on it first.
Yep.
Looking at the jerseys you see all the time, you can't beat them. The classics. If you see a maroon 24 Lower Marion, I mean that's always a good one to see anytime you go out. But where's your head at though?
So I went. First thing I thought it was the old Raptors jersey.
That was okay. I like that too.
A nice Vince Carter.
You gotta be Vince Carter. Gotta be Vince Carter. Gotta be Vince Carter.
So I don't really throwing options at you, but
so you want to go basketball here?
I guess we can go wherever. I see a lot of. I think basketball jerseys are more common.
They are the most common.
Yeah, it's a Darty.
Man, there's something about if you can pull off the baseball jersey though, that's a great one at a Darty in my opinion. So we could look
agree.
at that.
So you guys get back to back, no?
We do.
Oh,
So do you want to go
one for sure?
what?
There's a baseball one for sure.
Yeah, there's a couple of good ones. What do you want to go with?
Your choice, man.
I mean, this is a democracy, Joey. You got to vote here, just like me, brother.
I think the Raptors jersey is iconic. I think we go.
Do you want to go Vinsanity? All right, yeah, we'll go Vinsanity.
And then you get back to
The
back,
purple.
no?
Back to back.
Yeah.
You talked about baseball.
We got to go away from basketball, I think, because we gotta pull around wide.
You know I've been playing the show recently, Jay.
Yes.
Guess who just got a card in that game?
Who?
Harmon Killebrew.
A Harmon Killebrew jersey?
I'm not saying it's popular.
that is like
Who?
that.
No,
we're
I'm
not
saying
saying
it's-
Harmon Killebrew.
I'm not saying it's popular.
He's a Minnesota Twins outfielder in the ninth. Oh, Killebrew. Yeah, no, we're taking it. We're taking
It's
it.
a Darty
Never mind.
name.
Never mind. Joey.
Oh, that
Joey
is Killebrew.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Wow, that was
It
tough.
took you a second to get there, man.
That took forever.
That's good.
Good for you.
Thank you.
All right, so that brings us back to Max, I believe.
Damn. Yeah, this is tough now. I'm trying to think what the Vince Carter one was a great call. I'm surprised I didn't go earlier, to be honest. That's a really good one. I don't know.
Good draft.
I got two bangers ready for you.
I don't know if I should stick with basketball because there are some really good basketball ones out there. I kind of want to go away from it, to be honest with you. I'm thinking most iconic, like, again, you look at the front of that jersey, you know exactly who it is. I don't want to go. I think I'd be pandering if I said LeBron. I'm not going to say LeBron. I don't want to go Michael Jordan either. Because
You're from Boston. Don't pander pick to LeBron.
What about a Derek White jersey?
Well, I would wear that. I don't know if anybody else in Cleveland, Ohio would ever wear that, but I would wear it. That's for sure. You guys have seen the shirt I have with the smile on it. I don't know. This is tough because I'm trying to think. I want to go jerseys that I personally own. I think I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't. So Caitlin Clark, I do own the jersey.
Can I jump you? I promise he won't be what you're
Yes,
gonna
go
pick.
ahead.
All right, I'm going very niche here. I know this is Jersey, okay? But I think you'll allow this exception.
Wait, isn't it my turn? Are you gonna take mine?
There's no way I'm taking yours. No, you were first. So
Yeah,
technically
Oh,
I'm
first?
before you.
Okay,
But
I'm sorry. I just don't
yeah,
want you to take
no,
mine.
there's no way.
He's so excited.
There's no way I'm taking yours because
He wants to trade up.
yeah. Let me hear the offer.
Give him Dylan Gabriel.
I'm going very niche. Okay, this is a Darty, right? Let's say the Darty starts at noon. I wake up at 7. I eat my eggs. Hear me out. I hit the links. I shoot a nice 72. That'll never happen. I pull up to the Darty wearing my Sunday Tiger red polo.
Wow.
Mic drop. I know it's not a jersey. But I'm pulling up with a Tiger red Sunday polo. Are you?
like that.
Is that acceptable?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I'm not the governing body here. I'd have to turn it over to our rules analyst, Joey Pfaff, for this one.
Gene,
In golf, they do wear polos. I'll allow it as their jersey.
let's go.
That's a good one.
All right, Max. You know what you're pulling.
Hey, way to be
Yes.
impartial, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
know what I got now. So I don't own the player, but I own the jersey. I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers creamsicle jersey.
Ooh.
I own a Mike Evans one, but I think more people would show up in Mike Allstott. I
Those
think
are
Mike
tough.
Allstott at creamsicle Tampa Bay Buccaneers jersey is a good one.
Honestly, I think a Baker one would be so sexy.
Bigger ones
too.
are cool too. Yeah, I think Mike Allstott. I'm pretty sure Mike Allstott actually wore those.
Oh,
when
did he actually wear
played.
them too?
Yeah, I know Mike Allstott's a big fan.
He's
favorite
running
down in
back,
Florida.
right?
Yep,
Yeah.
fullback. You should look up
fullback.
highlights if you got time.
All right,
Mike
Zay.
Allstott.
This one better be good. You were antsy.
This is a banger. Like, what are we talking about here? Iconic. We talking fratty boy too. Like, my mama said, give me Bobby Boucher, baby. What are we
I
doing?
wore it on the show last week.
Jack did literally wear a Bobby Boucher jersey the other day.
And then, copy my whole flow, word for word, bar for bar. I see Boobie Gibson roll up to an autograph signing wearing the same jerseys the same day. He must have been watching The Big
you
Factor.
Can't go wrong with a Bobby Boucher jersey. Like, come on, and they had
Mama said happiness
in the movie.
All right, we'll have to pull that one out and get the people's thoughts who won this draft. We got to take another break. When we get back, we're doing a little start, sit, bench, Barry Pup. It's kind of a play on the game. Everybody knows blank, Mary Kill. We'll do that when we get back on the Big Factor. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Big Factor and the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Max Loeb, Chef Zay. Jack, we're playing a game, start, sit, bench, Barry Pup. Please explain to the audience.
Yeah, if you could Jordan stall for 5 more seconds while I get up this. Okay, we're good. All right. So, yeah, start, sit, bench, Barry Pup, guys. So it's no secret the Cleveland Browns have 5 quarterbacks right now in their quarterback room. The best analysis of the situation that I had at 7 a.m. this morning was that one of them will start. One of them will sit. He'll learn a little bit. One's going to play and get benched. One's going to get buried on the depth chart. You might never hear from him again. And one's going to get put on the PUP list. So in honor of that, we're going to rank off the Browns' 5 quarterbacks in this order of where we would put them for start, sit, bench, bury, PUP. Then we have a couple of other topics after, non-Browns related to start, sit, bench, bury, PUP.
All right, I will take the lead on this one, and this people aren't going to like this one, but I'll explain. I'm going to start Shedeur Sanders. I want him to be the face of the franchise. I want him to take over once he gets the starting job. I want him to run away with it, and I want no questions of if it's ever going to go away. I'm going to bench Dylan Gabriel, another young guy. I could see him potentially being, I would like this if I could start Shedeur, him being a career backup, not a career backup. I want him to get his time to shine, but for the time of Shedeur starting on his rookie contract, I'll take Dylan Gabriel to sit. I'm going to bench Kenny Pickett. I know, still Joe Flacco's still on the board. Kenny Pickett still has life in him. Joe Flacco is on the lifeline. He'll be retired on his couch soon. Kenny Pickett looking to make a name for himself after being labeled as a bust. I'll bury Joe Flacco. He's done great for us, took us to the playoffs, gave us a magical ride, but his time is over. And then obviously, Pup, I'm going to Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Is this week 1 or just overall, like, down the line?
This is so open to interpretation that you wouldn't even believe it.
Okay, well, I will say, absolutely Pup Deshaun Watson, literally because physically he won't be able to perform.
He will be physically unable to perform.
Yeah, I think Kenny Pickett's going to find a way to get buried down the depth chart. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I think it'll get to a point where, at the outside looking in, at least, everybody will be clamoring for a quarterback change. And even though it makes more sense logically, assuming Flacco starts week 1 to go Flacco, Pickett, rookie, I think everybody's just going to want to jump to a rookie. So I think he'll get buried down the bench or buried down the depth chart. I agree with you, Ryan. I think you start Shedeur Sanders, and in an ideal world, he is the face of the franchise. He is the guy who is going to lead you to the promised land. And then I'm going to follow suit with you, Ryan. I think it's bench Dylan Gabriel. Then what was the final one? Sit.
Barry.
Oh, no, that's Kenny Pickett.
Bench.
Kenny Pickett buried down the depth chart. Shedeur starting, then Dylan Gabriel, then Joe Flacco.
Guys, okay, so I'm going to go from the early in the year approach. Start, it's going to be Joe Flacco. I love the big ticket, but I just don't see a world where they're going to give him the starting job and the keys out of the gate.
I'm telling you, Kenny Pickett will start week 1.
I'd be so sad. They're going to sit Shedeur
awesome
to let him learn a little bit, capture the ropes. To be legendary, Rome isn't built in a day. He's not going to come in week 1. It might even be a Mahomes type of dev upgrade, like if you're playing a Madden franchise. You sit him a year, you rock it out. Shedeur's an 83 overall next year. Bench, it's going to be Dylan Gabriel because he's going to roll out of the pocket for the first time. They're going to realize that he's my height, and it's not going to work out. They're going to bury Joe Flacco, bury his career respectfully, of course, in a good way. We love Joe. And then, yeah, Deshaun's getting pupped.
Zay, what you
I
got?
feel like we all have the same kind of like list here because I really wanted to start Shador, but I feel like that's just not fun.
Start Deshaun.
Yeah, I mean, no. If I were to switch it up, I would go the start. Like, if we're the hypothetical here is opportunity, right? So if we imagine you start Dylan Gabriel, you just go with your first mind, right? Like, if I'm Kevin Stefanski, I'm starting the guy that I wanted, Dylan Gabriel. I'm gonna sit Deshaun Watson behind him because he's gonna be the one to take the reins. I'll bench Joe Flacco because that's my guy. He ain't going nowhere. And then bury Kenny Pickett and pup Deshaun Watson. But like if you're Kevin Stefanski, like, don't you really want to see Dylan Gabriel first before you see Shador? Because you kind of got to make yourself look right in the sense. I mean, that's just the way that I'm looking at it. But the real one is Shador 1. Give me Flacco 2. Give me Dylan 3, and then Pickett and Watson 4th or 5th.
Has everyone here seen Scooby-Doo before? Is that
Yes.
confirmed?
Oh, yeah.
Ryan, you're on Chef Zay, you went on Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, but it's not something that I'm like can give you a whole analysis on. But yeah,
We'll run this as a quicker one then. Okay. Start, sit, bench, bury, pup, the mystery gang.
I'll go first again because I've actually thought about this when I heard this topic was coming up pretty deeply. Listen, the 101, you're starting Scooby-Doo. You don't have a show. You don't
Absolutely.
you don't have the mascot. You don't have the key guy. Like, that's your leader. That's your quarterback under center, Scooby-Doo. I'm going to sit Velma. Velma's the smartest. She solves most of the mysteries. Like, you're not getting anywhere without Velma. This is where it gets interesting. I'm going to bench Fred, the leader of the gang. You need the leader. He gets them all together. He gives out the plans.
Okay, so he stays on
You
the
have
roster.
your
yeah.
orchestrator, more of a Brock Purdy type of game manager, Fred is. Then I am going to, I love Shaggy, but I'm going to bury him. The comedic relief, always eating the munchies with Scooby. You don't have Scooby if you don't have Shaggy, but unfortunately he doesn't give much. And then Daphne, I'm sorry, you're on the pup. Like, you're there because you're pretty. Let's call it for what it is. Like, she could solve a mystery here and there, but she doesn't contribute.
One out of every 10.
Yeah, if that. So that's my list for the mystery gang.
I am with you. I'm going to have Daphne on the pup list. I'm kind of going all over the place here, but I am benching and sitting Scooby and Shaggy so they're together.
Okay, that's
I'm going to
smart.
keep them
coach.
together.
Yeah.
And then I'll start Fred and I'll bury Velma. You still need her there, right? You just burying her down the depth chart.
See, you start Velma because Velma is awesome until she can't find her glasses. When the glasses come off at some point throughout the episode, that's when you reach trouble. Or no, so she'll be benched actually because she'll be the starter and then get benched when she can't find her glasses. Being a bifocal person myself, I understand the issues that can arise with this. Oh. We're going to bury Fred because honestly, I think Fred kind of has an ego. I think he gets in the way a little bit more than he helps sometimes. I don't think Fred's always built up to be. Obviously, you're going to pup Daphne. I mean, what's she there to do? Nothing. She doesn't contribute. We're gonna sit Shaggy just because he wants to marinate on the bench. Make sure he's feeling good. Let the metabolism settle a little bit. He's eating a lot of food. Then of course you got to start Scooby Doo. Honorable mention. He's not in here, but Scrappy Doo in the 2026 draft.
Are we sleeping on Daphne as a show?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean,
She's danger prone Daphne. Right? I mean, she gets him into more issues than she's a locker room cancer for the mystery gang.
Wow.
Carmelo Anthony, is that what you're going at?
Zay, you want to rank them?
I'm gonna go completely a different route on you guys, just because like you said, there's no Scooby Doo without Shaggy, right? So you got to start Shaggy. He's gonna set the mood right. He's gonna set the mood.
He's a tone setter.
He's a tone setter, and when things get a little bit too serious, you need that little glimpse of relief back down to earth. He's gonna get you there. He's gonna get you right where you need to be.
Absolutely.
So give me Shaggy at the 1. Give me Scooby 2, which would be what? Sit. Since he's the star of the show, he's just gonna come in and take over once the mood's set.
Like
and
sure.
then give me we're going eye candy. Give me Daphne at 3 just because why not? Come back down to earth. You gotta get back out of earth when you're dealing with monsters. And then Fred 4 give me Velma 4 and then Fred I don't care about his smart thing. We'll figure it out.
Pup Fred. Okay. We got 3 more of these for you guys. All right, this is an easy one. Just the 5 senses: sight, smell, touch, taste, hearing.
Oh gosh, this is difficult.
Well, not an easy one, but it's easy to remember what the 5 things are.
That's really hard.
So
isn't it?
you don't need taste. Like,
Yeah.
it's crucial. but you don't necessarily need it. I'm going to go, I have to be able to see. I'm going to go sight. I'm starting. You have to be able to see. Then I'm going to go hearing. I'll sit hearing. But if you can't smell, you can't taste, right?
I don't know.
We're getting way too We're getting way too into the biology of it.
All right, I'll bench.
They're all a la carte for this.
I'll bench, smell,
example.
I'll berry, touch, and I'll pup taste.
Okay.
I'll be a bland life.
I'm gonna bench taste or sorry, pup taste as well. I think I would honestly, I'd start sight. You got smell, touch, and hearing. Call me crazy. I would bench smell. I think smelling is awesome. clip that. Clip that. Whatever you want to do with that, clip that. Smell. It is. It's true, and it could lead you to a lot of different things, right?
Big sniffer.
I love big sniffer. That's for sure. And then I'll sit, touch, and I'll bury hearing. Because like if you can hear a little bit, that's okay. But I'll pup taste, bury hearing, and then start sight, bench smell, and then sit. What was the last one? Touch.
Fair enough.
All right. Easy enough. Just pup the eyesight. Don't need it. I don't need to watch the Browns anymore. You gotta be able to hear. I mean, that's the one that you gotta be able to like at least. I don't care about talking. You gotta at least know what's going on a little bit. So we're gonna start hearing. Touch. I think we're gonna go touch. Touch is the second one. Big hug person. Big hug person.
Bro, you can't even see yet.
I don't care about seeing. And then yeah, we'll go taste on the 3-hole. Yeah, smell on the 4. I don't really care about the smell that much. Well, there's bad smell actually, but like grass at a baseball game,
Dude, every
five is seeing. That's all that matters. I don't want to ever watch that offense again.
All right, Zay, you're up.
You started hearing. I just think back to the Saw movie where it was the guy who had his mouth taped shut, he couldn't talk, and versus the guy who couldn't see.
Yeah.
And we all know how that panned out. The guy who could see and ultimately won. So you gotta start sight. Like you have to be able to see. Number 2, you're gonna go. You gotta hear. I'm with you on that though. You do gotta hear. It's nice to hear that some good music. It's nice to hear a good Chef Zay touchdown call with Bob getting beat up in the background. We'll go. I think you guys are sleeping on taste. I had COVID during the peak of COVID, and it was brutal not being able to taste my food. Not a good time. So I'll put that at 3. Just because I'm a man who likes to eat, as you can see. And we'll go touch 4, and we can get rid of the smell. As long as I can taste it, we don't need to smell it.
I don't know how you could ever have a big Buford from Rallies and then sit here and be like, I want to be able to taste things on this planet.
If you couldn't taste, you could just eat vegetables all day, and you'd be healthy.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
All right, we got to take another break.
Yeah, good
When we
point,
get back,
good
we got a couple more of these start, sit, bench, berry pups. We'll be right back on the Big Factor. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Big Factor in the Big Play Sports Network. Continuing our segment from last time. Jack, let's keep it going.
And we've added a contestant also as well. Believe it or not, Joey Pfaff coming out of the bullpen here
I'm
because
back.
his favorite thing in the world is involved. What'd you say?
So I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Okay. I thought you said how many, as in like how many pitches do you need out of the bullpen. That kind of fired me up, but never mind. Okay. Start, sit, bench, berry, pup. McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, Chipotle, Cane's.
All right, I'll keep it going. I'll go first again. This one's actually pretty straightforward for me. I'm starting Chipotle. It's a staple. I eat that probably at least once a week. I'm sitting Chick-fil-A. The quality of the chicken. I'm benching McDonald's because breakfast, coffee, it's a staple as well. Taco Bell, listen, I'm going to bury Taco Bell. When you get a couple of garage beers in you late night, Taco Bell, that hits, it's cheap. And then I'm pumping Canes, dude. I'm not a big fan.
Wow. I'm with you on the PUP and Canes just because I feel like you can get what you get at Canes at a lot of other places, but the other places have different things that Canes doesn't have. So I'll PUP Canes as well. I'm going to start Chick-fil-A. I think quality over quantity. It's the highest quality. It's the best food. The seasonal stuff is also great. Makes you wait a little bit. Like you really want the pimento sandwich is like my favorite thing ever at Chick-fil-A. But you get it for like 3 or 4 months of 12. So I'll go Chick-fil-A at my start. I don't know. Just all things aside, like just right in front of me on an average day, not after a couple garage beers, I'll bench Chipotle. I'll keep Chipotle right behind Chick-fil-A. I'm going to sit Taco Bell because that is the go-to DoorDash late night, and then I'll bury McDonald's just because I think breakfast, absolutely. There's some good stuff there, but if I have the other option to go to Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell above McDonald's, I'll probably go there every time.
Joe, you want to sandwich us in the middle here?
Yeah, I can hop in here. You have to. I have to start Chick-fil-A, Jack. You know, I'm just a
Joey Fav probably eats Chick-fil-A, if I had to guess for the folks at home, anywhere between 6 to 8 times a week. Of the 21 meals, it's a lot.
Just because I suggest it for lunch every day. You know, I'm not eating it every day.
So you're not okay.
Right,
so like, it's more like 4 times a week.
More like 4 times a week.
Okay.
We'll move on from Chick-fil-A though. Chipotle at the 2. I'm sitting Chipotle. Just a well-run establishment over there. They do it well. I'm going to bench McDonald's. Just kind of like Ryan said, more variety. They got breakfast, they got lunch. They can do it all for you. Gonna bury Taco Bell late night, like Max said. And then I'm pumping Canes. Just
Wow, we are a Canes slandering show.
Wow.
Yeah, we are. And that trend
I'm about to piss y'all off then.
Guys, I'm gonna join Joey and Max in starting Chick-fil-A. It's the best option out there. It's the best chicken. It's the best for you. I mean, maybe not for you, but the ingredients you can trust where they're coming from. You know. Yeah. Number 2 hole though, interesting one. I don't think anyone's put it in the 2 hole yet. Maybe you just did. And I wasn't listening. McDonald's in my 2 hole actually, because let's be honest, it's the Big 25. Almost everyone's living in a coin shortage. You know, it's a tough year to be alive in right now. You can go in there for under $15, get basically any amount of food you want. Yeah. Like if you want pounds of food for bang for your buck, you might not feel great the next day, but hey, it's going to help you out. They got surf and turf. I mean, they got Big Macs. They got fries. You want shakes? They got shakes. I mean, it's a cheaper version of Five Guys, basically. So that's in the 2 hole.
This segment is sponsored by McDonald's.
We'll be sponsored by McDonald's. The Golden Arch is Don's Cafe. 3 hole, we're gonna go Canes actually, because Max, you made a great point that you kept Canes off because there's what it has you can get in other places. I will argue you a tiny bit though. The reason I will choose, hey, I'm going to Canes, I want to get that Texas toast.
Ooh,
I actually will go out of my way to go there.
Yeah, but if they didn't have Texas toast, they'd be a complete bust.
Okay, and if my grandma had balls, she'd be a grandpa. They do have Texas toast. So we are gonna rock with Canes in that spot. Coming up next in the 4 hole is going to be Taco Bell. I don't know. They've been moving the menu around too much for me a little bit. I always get sick when I eat Taco Bell too. It's just, I don't know. Quesadillas are awesome though. What's the taco in the taco?
Crunch Wrap?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my go-to for sure.
That's a ball nowhere play right there. Yeah. And guys, I hate to say it, this is a newer opinion of mine. This is last couple of weeks. And this is I was medically forced to be here. This is not like where my heart truly lies, but I'm going to PUP Chipotle.
Yeah, that's insane. That's
well,
insane.
Here's the thing. I have Crohn's disease, as I probably mentioned on the show way too often. My stomach can't totally digest everything. And just the quality, and I only get the steak. I'm not a huge chicken fan from Chipotle, so I only get the steak. So that is my fault in a way. But their steak is just way too chewy for me now. There's way too much fat in it. Like I have to almost just spit half of it back out because I can't even digest it. So Chipotle it went from being the 1-1 of all 1-1s to just such a fall off.
Wow. Fair enough. Zay, we got you? Oh, I think he heard you put Chipotle on the PUP and
dip.
He
froze.
Did you fry?
All right, well, we got to take a break anyway when we get back. maybe Chef Zay will be on the other side. We'll be right back on the Big Factor. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Factor on the Big Play Sports Network. Chef Zay, don't worry. We're going back to you. We need your start, sit, bench, berry, pup for the food. I know you looked very upset in the break that you didn't get to do it, but we're giving you the opportunity. Take it away.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get under your guys' skin right now. We're pupping Taco Bell. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I
want to argue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, it's not something that I just like, oh, I gotta have Taco Bell. Like, I went through this craze this past like couple months ago where I was like, oh, this burrito crunch wrap is pretty good, but then it's just like, I don't like, nah, it's not for me. So we're gonna pup that automatically. If you don't start McDonald's here, it just doesn't make sense. You can get a $5 meal. I mean, a drink, a fry, 4 nuggets, and a burger for $5 in this world. Sign me up every day of the week. It's as consistent can go. It's the LeBron James of food. While Chick-fil-A is better for you, better quality and all that, I give you that. You just, McDonald's will never, ever, ever let you down.
You can also go on the app too, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Their app, you could walk out with 20 nuggets for $3.
Yeah, they do give you a bunch of free stuff on the app.
That's how Jimmy Haslam affords Deshaun's contract. He goes to McDonald's every day.
Exactly. So McDonald's is the easiest start of my life. Now, this is where it gets hard because, like, I go through these crazes where it's Chipotle and then Chick-fil-A and then it's Chick-fil-A. Like, when I have it, I got to have it again and again and again until I just have that, I don't want it anymore. But since I went McDonald's at 1, I think for the sake of this list, we'll go Chipotle at 2. Just because, you know, Chick-fil-A is going to follow right back up at 3 just because of what you can get, how it can taste. Just sometimes you look at it, it's like, do I really want to spend $14 on a meal? $13 on a meal? Not really. I can just go spend $5 and get more at McDonald's. So I'll put Chick-fil-A at 3. Then we'll put Cane's at 4. And like I said, McDonald's or Taco Bell, puppet.
Wow.
Fair enough. All right, so 3 pup for Cane's, 1 pup for Chipotle, which is absolutely crazy. And then we just
It's medically induced. It's the pup list.
All right, dude, whatever. All right, we got to head out of here. But before we do that, guys, official Cleveland Browns record predictions. I need it from everybody. I'll start.
I actually have a bet with Zay that I don't think you know about, Ryan.
Oh, I don't know about this.
Zay, you want to explain it?
It's the easiest bet of my life. He bet me that the Browns would only win 2 games this year, and I'll be getting a dinner of my choice when the Browns go ahead and win in Week 5 for their 3rd game.
Wow.
Oh, I hope that would be awesome.
Wow.
I'm going to go 5-12. Pedestrian 5-12.
I got 6-11.
It's 17 games, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
2-15.
Wow.
Zay, finish this off. What do we got?
Give me 9-8.
Wow. Above 500.
Drink
He's
that Kool-Aid.
drinking
Come on.
the Browns Kool-Aid. Huge shout out to Max
Kool-Aid.
Loeb and Chef Zay for joining us. Go check out Honor the Land on the Big Play Sports Network. We're out of time. Appreciate Fairway Forward. Appreciate Garage Beer. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace out.